I'm Patsurang Desha Putharangsi.
And I'm also here with you, Nirasha Malisak Lemia. Let's
Yes,
start
as
off
today kicks off with the first day of ASEAN Summit, the 22nd Association of Southeast Asian Nations Summit in BANDAR, SERI, BEGAWAN, Brunei, and of course economic concerns as well as security issues such as the South China Sea dispute are set to top the agenda today.
And also the issues of the North Korea as well. And for today, so leaders of the 10 ASEAN countries will be at the summit for 2 days, so today and tomorrow, which is Wednesday and Thursday, to continue discussions on key economic and political issues in the Asia-Pacific. So the leaders are expected to push ahead with measures to meet the ASEAN integration target by 2015, which will be a main topic, with the title of the summit being Our People, Our Future Together. ASEAN has only 2 more years to become a European Union-like community, but has been struggling to align key infrastructure, trade and policy frameworks to achieve the deadline. Kun Pasarang, leaders from Malaysia, Thailand, Singapore, Vietnam, Cambodia and Myanmar will head delegations that are expected to hold bilateral discussions along the sidelines of the summit.
Oh wait, Kunursha, actually there's a news that Prime Minister Najib Razak is not going to attend the summit. Yeah, because he has a more important event, the May 5th election poll is coming. Yeah,
right.
So he's going to be missing this summit, I guess. Yeah,
that's okay. So he's going to be missing the summit for 2 days. Anyway, let's continue with the with our news. So the official ASEAN itinerary say that most of the meetings will focus on the economic issues with Brunei, Indonesia, and the Philippines. Holding a special summit on April 25th to promote regional trade. A separate meeting will also be held between Indonesia, Malaysia. I'm not sure if he's going to send his representative for the events or not. Of course, Thailand will attend there, as ASEAN grapples with maintaining regional growth amid a challenging global environment. And another highlight will be the formations of a growth triangle joining Indonesia, Malaysia and Thailand, which will be signed at the conclusion of the 22nd ASEAN Summit. So the title of Center for IMT, the aim of the agreement is to form a seamless, progressive and prosperous sub-region that will contribute to the realization of an ASEAN economic community by 2020. So to realize this vision, the IMT-GT aims to accelerate private sector-led economic growth and help facilitate the development of the sub-region as a whole. Its objective, as stated in the Roadmap for Development 2007 to 2011, is to increase regional trade and investment. The triangle will cover 72 million people in Indonesia, Malaysia and Thailand. For this one, Myanmar President Thein Sein's attendance will be anticipated, as ASEAN will be hosted in 2014 by the fast-reforming nation.
One of the key players that will tackle absolutely the issue on the security concern involving the South China Sea is the Philippines. Well, President Benigno Aquino III is optimistic that the ASEAN Summit in Brunei will yield a unified code of conduct on the West Philippine Sea, or the South China Sea. So Deputy Presidential Spokesperson Abigail Volz said Aquino will push for the crafting of the code in the ASEAN Summit in Bandar Seri Begawan either today or tomorrow. So Volz expressed confidence that Brunei's chairmanship will enable ASEAN countries to tackle pressing problems in the region. So she reiterated that regardless of the Bruneian chairmanship, the Filipinos have been consistent in pushing for their interventions. So Brunei Sultan Hassan al-Bolkiah actually went on a brief state visit to the Philippines last week when he discussed the agenda of the ASEAN Summit with Aquino. So President Aquino and his team of delegates is scheduled to arrive the city by today afternoon. Similar time as our Prime Minister Kun Yingluck Shinawatra will arrive Bandar Seri Begawan today afternoon also.
That's right. So most leaders are expected to arrive in Brunei this afternoon.
Yes.
But also we have 2 reporters who are already stationed over there. So now let's have a look at ASEAN between ASEAN and Hong Kong and its free trade agreement, as ASEAN will pursue its free trade agreement with Hong Kong. ASEAN leaders meeting will endorse a decision by the economic ministers to expand trade ties with the southern Chinese city. The statement continued that a decision of the ASEAN economic ministers to pursue closer economic engagement with Hong Kong through an ASEAN-Hong Kong free trade agreement is welcome. The statement was prepared by senior officials and will be issued by the leaders on Thursday, although it could be changed before then. ASEAN was Hong Kong's second biggest trading partner in 2011 after mainland China. Figures from the territory's Trade and Industry Department website show 5 of the ASEAN countries, which are Singapore, Thailand, Malaysia, Vietnam, and the Philippines, were amongst Hong Kong's top 20 trading partners. The average annual growth rate in bilateral trade between Hong Kong and ASEAN was 7% from 2007 to 2011. Bilateral trade rose 10% to 726.6 billion Hong Kong dollars in 2011 from 663.2 billion Hong Kong dollars the previous year.
Malaysia's opposition, with an extreme hope actually to win for a historic victory in May 5th polls in Malaysia, is promising to replicate the nationwide its achievements in the showcase state of Penang, where it has curbed corruption and balanced the books. Well, the opposition actually won the state back in 2008 elections for the first time in a generation, launching open tenders to improve efficiency and requiring senior officials to declare their assets. So the moves have earned praise from graft watchdogs and corresponded with a doubling of investment in Penang from that particular year, 2008, until 2012, compared to the previous 4 years under the administration of Barisan Nasional. So on the other hand, the BN, the National Front, which has ruled since independence in 1957, derides the three-party opposition as amateurs incapable of governing Kunisha. But according to Lim Guan Eng, the northern state's pugnacious ethnic Chinese chief minister, he is quite positive and proud of the cleanest state of Penang in terms of administration he and his have managed to run, his team. And surveys rank corruption as a top public concern, making Penang's example a potent weapon as many voters are abandoning Barisan over graft, authoritarianism, and divisive racial politics. According to Josie Fernandez, Secretary General with Transparency International's Malaysia chapter, a Pakistan federal government would inherit institutions such as an anti-graft commission weakened by Barisan. But replicating that success nationally is a far greater challenge for the Pakistan Rakyat led by Anwar Ibrahim. But the Penang state's declaration as a UNESCO World Heritage Site in 2008 helped draw investment and tourists to Penang. So analysts pointed out that this kind of success is a major concern for Barisan as polls near.
And now let's take a short break. Coming up next, let's update together on the development of the CPO that has taken over macro. Now it's macro. Stay tuned. Welcome back to Good Morning ASEAN. So the 188.8 billion baht takeover of Siam Macro will allow CPO, a retail arm of Jaran Pokapan Group and the third largest operator of 7-Eleven convenience stores in the world, to open a new chapter in expanding cash and carry centers worldwide, except in India. Chairasmi Sak, Chief Executive Officer of CPO, said that coming with a deal which took only 10 days to negotiate was the right for CPO to open cash and carry wholesale center under the macro name anywhere in the world outside of India. However, the focus on expanding macro stores will be in ASEAN countries, especially Laos and Vietnam, as well as in China. The company will also cash in on Siam Macro's strategic growth in the local hotel, restaurant and catering industry. Securing Siam Macro is another stepping stone for the company towards the ASEAN Economic Community in 2015. So, as we all are entering the AEC era with a combined populations of more than 600 million, therefore, economic growth and civilization are expecting to come into the region along with the AEC, which is in contrast to Europe and the US, which are facing a recession. Demand is strong for Thai products in many neighboring markets, including Laos, Cambodia, Vietnam, and Myanmar, according to Gorsak. And he said that Siam Macro will open up to those markets. He said that for 7-Eleven, the company has only a license for the kingdom, but the company planned to expand 7-Elevens from about 6,700 stores in the kingdom to 10,000 within 5 to 6 years. However, Siam Macro will be the main business arms in expanding cash and carry centers overseas. Any expansion and investment plan regarding the Siam Macro business will not be revealed until after the annual shareholders meeting on June 12, according to him. Of the total value of the takeover deal, 10% will be financed CPO cash and the rest from loans from 5 or 6 banks, including Siam Commercial Banks. The acquisitions of Siam Macro shares will be proposed to the shareholders for approval at the June 12 meeting.
Well, Vietnam Consumer Price Index, or CPI, of Hanoi and Ho Chi Minh City declined this month mainly due to price decreases in food catering services and housing commodity services. While Hanoi's CPI decreased by 0.15% over the previous month, but recorded a rise of 5.6% over the same period last year. But for Ho Chi Minh City, posted a 0.33% fall from March, but a rise of 2.44% over the same month last year, where deflation was seen for 2 consecutive months in both cities, mainly attributed to decreasing demand for food catering services as summer approached, together with the threat of bird flu. In Hanoi, the price of food catering services fell by 0.65%, while the price of pork, for example, currently ranges from 5.7 to 6.2 US$ per kilogram, and chicken costs between 5.7 to 6.9 per kilogram. In Ho Chi Minh City, the price of food catering services decreased by about 1%.
And the former Hue Imperial City in central Tua Tien Hue province and Laos, Luang Prabang City will cooperate in the management, preservative and upholding of cultural heritage values. On Monday, an agreement to this effect was signed between the Hue Monuments Conservation Center in the Vietnamese city and the Luang Prabang World Heritage Office. Under the contract, the two sides will swap experience and cooperate in cultural heritage management, join hands to organize cooperation programs and support each other in issues of mutual concern. They will cooperate in developing human resources in heritage management and conservation, including the exchange of experts in professional training. The two sides will also boost their friendship as for two former imperial cities and look towards establishing cooperation with Siem Reap City in Cambodia. According to Buon Hang Pongvichit, director of the Luang Prabang World Heritage Office, said that the cooperation will contribute to turning Luang Prabang into a tourism, cultural and historical hub, as well as a research center of Laos cultural values.
Well, Kun Honorweed Bang Mi Sang is still in Yangon to actually talk to Mr. Khin Shwe, chairman of Zaykabar Company, a big company about the telecommunications and construction, in Myanmar Focus Daily.
The road to become successful in doing business is not always easy. There will be some good times and some bad times. Experience of one could be lessons for others. Here I am at Royal Mingaladon Golf and Country Club. This is one of Dr. Khin Shwe's businesses. But before he became this successful, he himself also faced some difficulties.
ပြီးခဲ့တဲ့ ဒီအစိုးရလက်ထက်မှာတော့တပ်မတော်ကအုပ်ချုပ်တယ်တမိတ်တအာဏာတွေနဲ့တယောက်တည်းအတိုင်းတာနဲ့အုပ်ချုပ်တဲ့ခါကျတော့တခါကြလို့ရှိရင်လုပ်ငန်းခွင့်ပြုပြီးတော့မှပြန်သိမ်းသွားတာရှိတယ်ကျွန်တော်ကိုယ်နိုင်ကခါတိတဲ့အရာသာခံစားဘူးလေဥပမာကျွန်တော်ဆိုရင် BO နဲ့အင်ဒိုနီးရှားနဲ့စစ်ကရက်စိတ်ုံထုတ်တယ်စမ်ပိုနာဝီကက်ဆိုပြီးထုတ်တယ်အရာအောင်မြင်တယ် market မှာဟွန်လောက်တော့40ရာခိုင်50ရာခိုင်လောက်ထိ UPB profit ဆိုလည်းအများရပြီပြီးတော့မှအဲ့ရအစိုးရနဲ့ပြန်သိမ်းသွားတာမျိုးလေးတွေဒါဟိုတုန်းကလုတ်ခဲ့ပူတဲ့အခက်ခဲတွေအများကြီးရှိတယ်နောက်တစ်ခါဒီဗမာပြည်မှာဥမာ97-8မှာရှစ်တောင်အာရှ crisis ဖြစ်တဲ့ချိန်မှာလည်းဗမာပြည်ရဲ့စီးပွားရေးကျသွားတယ်နောက်ဒီနေ့ထိမြန်မာနိုင်ငံမှာ bank system မကောင်းသေးဘူးဘဏ်ကစီးပွားရေးရဲ့အသက်သွေးကြောပဲအဲ့တော့မကောင်းသေးတဲ့အတွက်ကြောင့်ကျွန်တော်တို့အနေနဲ့လုံးလုံးလို့လည်းမရဘူးဒါကြောင့်ကိုယ့်ဘက်ဆန်နဲ့ကိုယ့်ကိုရှာပြီးတော့ reinvest ပြန်လုပ်သွားတဲ့ကြောင့်အခက်အခဲတွေအများကြီးရှိပါတယ်
He suggested that to be successful in doing business, it should be based on honesty.
အဓိကအဖြစ်ကျွန်တော်ကအခုကျွန်တော်ရဲ့အောင်မြင်မှုပေါ့အောင်မြင်မှုကဘာလဲဆိုတော့နေရာတိုင်းမှာhonest sincerity ကိုကျွန်တော်အခြေခံတယ်ဘာလို့နိုင်ငံတကာလာတဲ့ investment တွေအားလုံးကသူ့အတွေ့အကြုံရှိသွားတာအဲ့ဒီပုံကိုယ်တွေလိမ်လို့ညာလို့လည်းမရဘူးဘာလို့ကိုသူ့ရဲ့မျက်လုံးမှာလာပေါ်တယ်အဲ့တော့ကိုယ်စီကနေကျွန်တော်တို့ invest ပေးနိုင်တာတော့ယူသားမှုပဲအဲ့တော့လာသမျှကိုကျွန်တော်ယူသားမှုနဲ့ကျွန်တော်တို့ပဲခံလုပ်တယ်ဒါကြောင့်ကျွန်တော်စီမှာဆိုရေုံကြီးရဲ့လာကြတဲ့လူအများကြီးသွားရှိတယ်အဲ့တော့ကိုယ်စီကယူသားမှု invest ပေးတယ်သူစီကအတွေ့အကြုံတွေ invest လာတယ်အဲ့ဒါနဲ့ကျွန်တော်လုပ်ကြတယ်အဲ့တော့ဘယ်လိုပဲဖြစ်ဖြစ်ကြီးပွားအောင်မြင်တယ်ဆိုရင်တော့ယူသားဖို့ဖြောင်းမှတ်ဖို့လိုတယ်အဓိကအဖြစ်နောက်မှန်ကန်ဖို့လည်းလိုပါတယ်အဲ့ဒါကတော့စီးပွားရေးမှာအရေးကြီးတဲ့တော့ချက်ပဲပေါ့
Khin is already 60 years old. He has laid out the plan for his empire.
နှစ်ယောက်လုံးစီးပွားရေးတွေ hand over လုပ်ပေးလိုက်ပြီတဖြည်းဖြည်းနဲ့သူတို့ကြီးပွားအောင်လုပ်ပေးဖို့ရှိတယ်အဲကြောင့်သားဆိုလို့ရှိရင်ဒီ industry နဲ့ပတ်သက်လို့အိမ်သုံးစေဝါတို့ဘီလာမြေတို့ကျွန်တော် industry တွေအများကြီး develop လုပ်ပေးသလိုတမျိုးလဲ services အပါအဝင်ကျွန်တော် industry develop လုပ်ဒီနှစ်တွင်မှာတော့သူတို့ရှိတယ်ကျွန်တော်အတွက်တဖြည်းနေလာတဲ့အတွက်ကြောင့်သူတို့အခြေအများကြီးပေးနိုင်တဲ့ဒါမူလရဲ့အတိုင်းပေါ့ဇေကဘာစီဆိုတာတာနာမည်သမီးနာမည်တွေသူရဲ့ကဘာကိုတောင်းပေးဖို့ပဲရှိပါတယ်
Myanmar is now opening up. Foreign investors are making their ways into the country to find business opportunities in this virgin land. Will this be an opportunity or a challenge for local business leaders? Hear more of his thought in the last episode of Myanmar Tycoon in Myanmar Focus Daily with Honorary Tang Mi Sang.
Wraps up today's edition of Good Morning ASEAN. We'll see you again, same time, same place, same channel tomorrow. I'm Patsurang Desha Puttarangsi.
And I am Nirasha Malisak Lami. สวัสดีค่ะ
สวัสดีค่ะ